Okay, so hello class. Today we will be discussing, and I will just instruct you on how to make a case digest. So this is what is in the syllabus referred as case study, but rather than being it as a case study, actually this is a case digest. A case digest is summary of a case, a Supreme Court case, and we know that as you will learn and as you will observe Supreme Court cases, if you're lucky enough, you'll get a 5 pages na case or 6 page. But most of the cases would be 10 pages and 13 pages. So we need to summarize it into 1 page. Okay, we will just um, get um, the core or the core issue or the sub or the important matter, and we'll just conform it into a nutshell on what the case is referring to and in what provision it is related about. So this is an example of my personalized case digest. So based on the samples that I have given you, actually it is just a matter of creativity yung nandun sa in-upload ko, na because those were my previous class outputs. But um, today I will be requiring you a not to really focus on the the actually the form or the creativity aspect, but let's focus on the substance or the matter aspect. Okay, so in order to really really check whether you have read or not, so I would actually know because of the wordings that you have used. Okay, so this case is about Gonzalez versus Perez. So this is about unenforceable contracts. So this is from article 1403 to 1408. So basically, you need first to put the title of the case. So this is the complete title of the case. And also below this, you need to put the GR number. I have not put it. I have not put it, but you're required to put it. Okay, the GR number for reference. Okay, so Gonzalez versus Perez. How to search pala cases. So the case list that I have given you, you just actually need to Google it, and be careful on googling, because if there are some mga mga pareha na mga cases, because like for this example, I'm lucky enough that the Gonzalez versus Perez is actually throughout of how many cases for the entire century na, 'di ba? So there is only one Gonzalez versus Perez. So actually yung mga parang common names. So basically you need to put the GR number, and if you're not really sure about kung yun talaga yung case mo, so you are actually I'm you are you need to inquire it to the Bidel or me na if this is really the case. Okay? So, pag walang GR number. The GR number is like, it's a plate number sa mga cases. Okay, sige. Let's proceed. So, first, you need to put the title, then also the complete title of the case, and the GR number, don't forget it. So, next would be the facts of the case. So, the facts of the case. So, here, this is my own wording. So, and actually, I summarized it. I simplified the sentences because most of the Supreme Court sentences are very lengthy and very complicated. So, I just summarize it into a much simpler form. So, as you can see, the facts are just, so actually, the facts in this case is really a 1 page. Okay, so I just summarize summarize it into, like, let's say siguro mga 11 sentences or 10 sentences. Okay, so that's the essence of case digest. Next is, as you can see, there was this case on Gonzalez versus Perez. Then there was an execution of deed of sale, blah blah blah. So after that, in the last paragraph, so I need to see what was the action that was raised, or what was the complaint that was filed in the court. So in this case, it led the heirs of Perez filing an action for annulment of the deed of absolute transfer of real property and for reconveyance with damages. Okay, so mo ni ang action nga gi-file. Okay, so it was they need to annul the transfer of the real property from Gonzales to Perez, and they need to transfer it to Perez with damages. Okay, so the next would be the RTC ruling. Okay, so the Regional Trial Court's ruling. Okay, so this is not a kuanha, this is not a controlling decision, because this is just in a lower court's decision pa. So, but you need to put it, okay? So, here you've got, actually it is one paragraph. Um, some siguro sa mga cases, mayroong mga 5 paragraphs sa mga RTC ruling. So, you just need to get the gist of it. What is the decision? So, in the RTC ruling, the sale is void. So, as you can see also, so it was appealed. The I think it was Gonzales, in this case, who appealed because he was the petitioner. So, pag sinabi kasi dito class na this is the petitioner, so this is in the form of in and who filed which on the Supreme Court. So, it was Gonzales who filed a petition to the the Supreme Court under certiorari siguro rules of rule 60, uh rule 45, okay, or rule 65. It could either be, so it is a certiorari, but you do not need to include that one, but you will actually read that one on the first paragraph pa. Okay, so that is on appealing to the Supreme Court. Again, class, the Supreme Court is not a trier of facts. So, ang mga evidences would be presented in the RTC. So, CCA, si Court of Appeals would just, if you would appeal, he would CA would just, look the facts and the evidences that was presented in RTC, and he would give um, his ruling. And if let's say the petitioner or the respondent is not koan satisfied with the decision, so it the issue would, or the case would level up to the Supreme Court. And again, uh, in the Supreme Court, when you file a case in the Supreme Court, or filing a petition, the Supreme Court does not actually accept new evidences or actually kuan. So there is really no trial sa Supreme Court. It is just a review of facts and evidences. Okay, so also I need to see this one if this is stated in the case, or the contention of the petitioner or the contention of the respondent. In this case, what was being stated in the case was just the contention of the heirs of Gonzales. So, yun ang contention na the heirs of Gonzales contend that even assuming na si Gonzales daw actually executed the deed of sale, the same is not valid. Okay? So, as you can remember, the RTC's ruling, it was the sale is void. But the CA's ruling was that the sale of real property is valid. So now, it was now the heirs of Gonzales who contended na mali ang decision ni CA to the Supreme Court. So these were their contention. Okay, again, you need to highlight, okay, what is the related article. Okay, so as you can see, it is Article 1403 in this case. So actually, common mistakes of the students in digesting a case would be that they would just copy the Supreme Court issues. Okay, so na actually nakalay down yun ng issue sa Supreme Court, and probably at maximum there would be 5, 6. So what I just need is that the principal issue or the issue pertinent to the topic. But I laid here the Supreme Court issues because the Supreme Court issues, these are issues na relevant to the case. Okay, but in relation to my topic, which is the Article 1403, in relation to this topic rather, 1403, so whether the sale was unenforceable because it does not appear in public document. So you need to go back to the provision, okay? So kung unsa ang point, okay? Ngano ngano on the case list, ngano nani siya sa article, let's say 1159. So what is the issue related? So do not just copy and paste, okay? Analyze it. Okay, so next is that, as you can see, diba, here the Supreme Court issued laid down whether the sale. So this was my very personal issue. Okay, so these are also the questions that I will be asking in your exam. Okay, so it was personalized because I think this is the most important or significant issue that is related to the provision. So next is, what is the ruling? So did the Supreme Court agree with the issue? So in this case, no, the sale was not unenforceable because it does not appear, just because it does not appear in public document. Okay, so what was the opinion of the court? Okay, so the Supreme Court held that even though it is not consigned in a public instrument, it is still valid and binding. Okay, so what is the actually in the cases, they will lay down there, the Supreme Court justice will lay down there the discussion. So the opinion is actually your discussion. Okay, ngano nag-agree sa Supreme Court or nag-disagree dito sa issue. So in the principal issue. Okay, so next, so taas na siya, no? And kung taas siya, class, you need just um to digest it, um na ibutang lang ninyo ang kung unsang related dito. Next is the holding. So you need to reiterate, or you need to go back what was the decision of the Supreme Court, because whether kay kinsa bang decision ang iyang gi-affirm. So kay kinsa ba ang iyang gipanigan, was it the RTC or the CA? So in this case, the Supreme Court affirmed the ruling of, or the decision of, Court of Appeals. So unsang order? So ni daog karon si heirs of Perez, 'di ba? Because it was heirs of Perez who filed an action for the reconveyance. So karon ni daog man si heirs of Perez because it affirmed the decision of Court of Appeal. So they ordered the heirs of Gonzales to reconvey in favor of the heirs of Perez the subject property. Okay, so sometimes I will provide the provision. Yun, ito, module ni ang provision, yan nasa inyo ang civil code. So sometimes mo ni ang gina-highlight. Okay? So how does, so 'di ba mag-discuss si Supreme Court tapos hatag siya provision. How does the Supreme Court applied it to the case? So that's why I put it here. Applying it to the case, the deed of sale between Gonzales and Perez is in writing and his wife Francisca, hence it is enforceable under the statute of frauds. So sometimes we have more than one issue. So I provided here subordinate issues. So if you have also mga subordinate issues in your cases, so you also provide it here. So the same pa rin, sa issue, lagyan mo ng ruling, lagyan mo ng opinion, and lagyan mo ng holding. Okay? So yan, I just put it here. What is the reason? Why it was voidable, the application. So ayan. Okay, so that's it. So again, in a nutshell, title, the topic related, the complete title, the GR number or the SCRA number, and next is the facts. GR is general reference. So the facts of the case, how did the RTC ruled, and how did the Court of Appeals ruled, what are the contention. Okay, contention ni siya katong nag-appeal na sila sa Supreme Court. Okay? It is not on the contention nga katong nag-appeal pa sila sa CA. Okay? So because kani manggod nga contention class mao manggod ni ang kanang replyan ni Supreme Court. Mao ni siya ang tagaan niya kuan. So as you can see, yan ako diri in relation to the contention of heirs of Gonzales in applying Article 1403 to Article 1308, the Supreme Court disagree. It held that ayun. So in this case, ito it was the contention of the heirs of Gonzales. Yun. Um, 'Di ba ito yung contention na niya na in-apply niya yung Article 1403 and 1358. Okay? So next is the issue pertinent to the topic. This is the very most essential one. This is the question that I will actually ask you during the recitation. Okay, what was the principal issue in this case? So kung mali na ka diri, mali na gyud na imuhang ruling opinion holding could be tama kay ginahatag man gyapon na. Okay, but your opinion that was based, it must be based here. Okay, so dapat dili na siya, dapat tuhog na si issue, ruling og si opinion. Okay, so that's it. Then holding, then if there are any subordinate issues, then provide the subordinate issues. Okay, so that's how you make a case digest. Actually, you could just um if kanang kuan lang gyud like your 100 focus mahuman lang nig 1 hour. Okay? Sige. So I will just release the case list to your bidal. Okay?